So for our last guided practice of this retreat, we want to offer you gratitude or appreciation practice for the body. And it's important to remember that we can't force appreciation or gratitude or conjure it up, but it's more maybe an invitation and maybe a reflection. And so we will be doing a body scan practice, but we will use words of appreciation, a very simple way to say thank you. And so I will guide with that, and you can see if these words resonate. You can use other words. Sometimes we're also guiding this as a loving kindness practice for the body, where we are wishing the different body parts well. And if you like, you can do this in a more tactile way by, if you find that helpful, by actually touching, or putting a hand on the different body parts where that feels supportive. And the reflection can be supported by just the thought of like, would I miss this body part if it wasn't there anymore? So even if it's not perfect or acting up, but if I didn't have this, would I miss it? And the way that we're doing this is, many of you have done regular body scans, so we're starting by feeling into the different parts of the body. Just like the regular body scan, just noticing what is there, any sensations, or sometimes just the absence of sensations. And then we will just say thank you, like thank you feet, or thank you ankles. And that might feel a little bit silly in the beginning, but it's actually can be a very sweet practice, so just go along. So we're starting with the feet. So just bringing awareness into the feet this moment. Any sensations like warmth, pressure, position. I'm just feeling and as I said, if you find that helpful, you can touch or look. And so just spending a little bit of time with your feet, maybe with your toes. Thank you, toes. Thank you, feet. Appreciating all the work feet do, carrying you around all day. The toes helping you balance. Thank you, feet. And then moving on to the ankles. This joint connects the feet, the legs. Maybe being aware of the Achilles heels. Thank you, ankles. And moving on to the lower legs, the shins, the calves. So first just feeling into the lower legs, the contact, temperature, position. Any sensations. Thank you, lower legs. Now moving on to the knees. Feeling into the knees, the front, the back. Feeling into the ways your knees are bent in this moment. Thank you, knees. And moving on to the thighs. Feeling into the thighs. And of course, as always, if you come to a point where it just doesn't feel right or it feels too much, just feel free to come to the breath or open your eyes or just do another practice and come back when you feel ready. We're feeling into the thighs. Maybe including the hip joints. Thank you. Thighs. And now opening and including the entire legs. So from the hip joints, feeling the entire legs down into the heels and toes. Just feeling into the fact that you indeed have legs. Help you walk. Stand. Thank you, legs. And letting go of the legs and bringing the awareness to the pelvis. Feeling where the buttocks are in contact with a cushion and a chair. Feeling into the genital and anal area. And the organs inside the pelvis. And in a way that it feels appropriate at this point, appreciating these areas of the body. And then from here we're moving to the entire abdomen below the diaphragm, all the organs we have covered in the reflections on the body parts. And just taking a little bit of time here to place the awareness inside the belly, to areas where most of the time we can't feel the organs. We can still place the awareness there. And again, in a way that it feels appropriate, maybe expressing thanks, appreciation. Maybe all you can feel here is the movement of the breath in the belly, or not even that. But just knowing you have a belly, you have internal organs. Thank you. And from here, moving the awareness now to the small of the back and placing the attention on the spine. And of course, whenever you come across an area that's tense or painful, you get to decide if it is kind to stay with that right now or to move the attention elsewhere, like on the breath, and return later. Or at times you might notice that the felt sense between the sides is very different. Left side might feel very different than the right side. Thank you, spine. Thinking different areas of the spine. The spine and the muscles around the spine that keep the body upright. And maybe as you're bringing the awareness up the spine, being aware of the area of the kidneys that are quite close to the spine, between the pelvis and the rib cage. And then feeling into the area where the ribs are starting. And maybe noticing that or feeling that through the movement of the rib cage, the expanding and contracting. Noticing how the entire chest and with that the entire spine moves with each breath. Not isolated movements. So again, in whatever way that feels appropriate, thinking the different parts here. Thank you, ribs. And then bringing awareness inside the chest. organs inside the chest, heart, lungs, big vessels. Thank you, heart. Thank you, lungs. Feeling the movement of the breath in the chest. The function of the lungs. And then bringing attention to the chest wall or the breasts for the women. Again, maybe appreciating this part of your body. And now from here, moving the awareness into the hands. Feeling into the hands. Maybe looking at your hands. Maybe touching your hands. Thank you, hands. Thank you, fingers. And from here, moving on to the wrists and forearms. Thank you, wrists. Thank you, forearms. Elbows and upper arms. Function of your elbows. Thank you, elbows. And thank you, upper arms. And now bringing awareness to the entire arms, from the shoulder joints all the way down into the fingers. An appreciation for all that your arms do for you, can do for you, have done for you. The fact that you have arms. Thank you, arms. And letting go of the arms, moving the attention maybe over the shoulder blades to the upper back and neck. Thank you, upper back and neck. Maybe including the thyroid gland here, if you still have it. And then we're moving to the head with all the sense organs, which haven't really gotten much attention from us this week. As they're on a different list. And so maybe just taking a moment and feeling into the jaw, the lips, the muscle around the mouth, teeth, tongue, inside of the mouth. A sense of taste. And maybe appreciating the fact that you can taste and that you can use the mouth to talk, to eat. And so much more. Thank you, mouth. The cheeks, the nose, inside of the nose. The sense of smell. Thank you, nose. The eyes, eyeballs, eyelids, muscles around the eyes. The vision, the fact that your eyes can see. Thank you, eyes. The eyebrows and the entire face. All the many, many small muscles that allow you to have a facial expression, to communicate with others in a non-verbal way, express yourself. Thank you, face. The sides of the head with the ears. Being able to hear, maybe with help, but you can hear. Thank you, ears. Also giving you a sense of balance. And then feeling into the back of the head and the top of the head. And then feeling the entire body again, the whole body. Appreciating maybe the sense of touch, that you can feel touch, and you can touch and feel that. And maybe also appreciation, our ability to feel emotions, to have emotions, to be touched, to be moved. If we don't have emotions, we can't really make decisions. So thank you, emotions. And then we can just spend like another minute or so with a little bit more abstract systems of the body. Like the immune system, and appreciation for that. The lymph system. The nervous system. Including the brain. The entire circulatory system. The digestive system. The hormonal systems. And the neurotransmitters. And maybe there's a sense of, like we say in MBSR, there's so much more right with you than wrong with you. Thank you, body. Thank you, body.
Thank you for listening. To learn how you can support the teachers and Dharma Seed, please visit dharmaseed.org/donate.